Hello and most welcome to 1507 of the series. We'll continue where we left off in Wittgenstein, Rethinking the Inner by Johnston. Discussing innerness. What is it for a thing to be thinking? And we've been reviewing the idea of a person that is meaning blind and what it could mean that for a meaning blind person to express something. How does he know, so to speak, what is meaning? Irony, sarcasm, degrees of seriousness, degrees of urgency, degrees of want, degrees of insecurity, degrees of what, things that the speaker not even aware of. Will that be enough with an imagery? Would it be enough with inner speech? Once you ponder these things, you think it's so far from the case that that would be enough, that you're surprised, that you're absolutely gobsmacked, you never thought about that before. Let me put into the context. So, the failure of these two approaches, that is, within a speech and imagery, at least has the merit of clarifying the problem. And then we continue on page 80. First paragraph, second sentence. Rather, her statement is an utterance and has its importance in the context of our treatment of the individual as a conscious being. The point is that we assign the individual a special role in explaining her actions. And this involves assuming that she will be able to give an account of what she meant. Thought and intended. In this case, for example, it is assumed that she will be able to explain why the continuation surprised her. If she cannot, her apparent reaction of surprise will be treated as an oddity, perhaps as a purely physical reaction. If, however, she could never explain her reactions, we would no longer treat her as a normal person, but as someone who was ill or suffering from mental disorder. The claim the claim that the individual's explanations are not based on evidence may seem to suggest that she can say whatever she likes, but this misses Wittgenstein's point, for it ignores the fact that we distinguish between sincere and insincere utterances. We assume that the individual will be able to offer explanations of her past words, deeds, reaction, etc. But the account we are interested in is sincere account. If the individual's later deeds or her own confession show that she just said what suited her best at the time, we shall have no hesitation in saying that she was lying. This underlines a general point, for the individual's account must of course tie in with how she acted before, at the time and afterwards. If she reacts to a statement with surprise and then says, "You said exactly what I expected you to say," we do not know how to put the utterance and the reaction together. On some occasions we might decide to believe her despite the conflicting evidence, and on others we might make the opposite decision. The key point, however, is that what matters is not some mysterious experience which somehow contains the explanations the individual later gives, but the individual's special role as elucidator of her own words and deeds. although her statements use the past tense, it is the past tense of the inner, and so has a different grammar than the past tense used to describe events and occurrences. This is very important. Statement uses the past tense. It is in the past tense of the inner, and so has a different, listen now, different grammar from the past tense used to describe events and occurrences. So the grammar of the inner experience is very set apart from the grammar of explaining the utterances, and there seems to be no connection whatsoever in likeness, but they are stemming from the same time, which is very different from likeness. It seems that lying is the most important thing, rather than if it's accurate towards the inner perception. The latter doesn't even make any sense. Looking at the matter carefully, one realizes it makes no sense whatsoever. It's getting rather late, and I think we terminate there. I say thank you very much and have a very pleasant night. Bye bye.